Yeah, the first time on the mic, I was nervous. I was excited and honestly I had no idea what I was doing. But I know I had something to say, right? The first mic break felt like unlocking a superpower. I realized my voice could really reach people I'd never met and actually move them. I felt the power and the connection of radio for the very first time. The biggest high point in my career definitely has to be early on. My prank call to Fidel Castro. That will always be iconic because it was so much more than just a joke. It was it was a statement. It was me stepping into my identity as a Cuban American, using humor and using media to call out a dictator. The dictator that was the cause that my parents and grandparents exiled. So it sparked something much bigger than what I even imagined. It was a very important part in my career and my purpose moving forward in broadcasting. The most unexpected and unforgettable guest would have to be President Barack Obama. When I talked to him on Air Force One, I mean, how many people can say that, right? But beyond the headlines, it was how relaxed he was, how natural he was. He spoke to my audience, and we spoke immigration and other issues affecting our people. So he got my audience. He understood them, and that moment proved how powerful radio really is. My favorite listener interaction has to be speaking with the parents who call together with their kids. There's co-listening, right? That happens on my morning show. And their kids listen to me on the way to school, or the abuelitas that call in who give their opinion on reggaeton beefs. That connection, that generational cultural crossover, that's radio magic at its best. And even more powerful is when I'm off the mic and my listeners stop me in the streets and continue the chats that we had earlier that morning or earlier in the week. That connection is real. It's beautiful. I've had a lot of tough moments on air. One of the toughest definitely has to be the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, where we went with my team and broadcast my show from Pulse. As a man of the community and as someone in law enforcement, still currently in a reserve status, I felt so many layers of pain, but responsibility at the same time. I stayed on air and we cried together. That's when I knew radio isn't just entertainment. It's a lifeline. Again, it's a real and true connection, a necessary connection. Never seems to surprise. I would say a challenge that a lot of radio people don't always see is the emotional labor. People think it's all jokes and music and fun and concerts, but we carry stories, trauma. We do laugh, but there's a great responsibility all at the same time. And I have a great sense of responsibility to my audience. So we give so much of ourselves to be authentic every day, to be real, to connect, while we also have our own worries and our own personal lives as well. But that's where that connection becomes so real when you feel comfortable enough to share this with them, and the same coming back. One of the most difficult things is doing morning radio, waking up every day at 4 in the morning and having to be sharp, always on top of your game while the rest of the world is in REM sleep, still snoring. That ain't easy. But we make it fun, we make it happen, and we do it every day and with a lot of pride. A tradition, a segment that I love doing. My prank calls are a staple on my radio show, and my listeners expect them and even help me produce them as they're constantly asking to prank their friends, loved ones, coworkers. It's a lot of fun. It's a comic relief, a stress reliever. It's a benchmark on my radio show. If I could relive one radio moment, it would have to be the first time I opened the mic. I'd love to do it all over again, but now knowing everything uh, I know and how powerful it truly is, because now I have a clear knowledge, right? That this mic really can help others, that it that we can inspire people, that we can motivate and change lives. Well, one radio tradition that I hope never goes away, it's a must, live callers. When people call you, there's that connection. You've sparked the conversation. It's compelling. No other medium has that immediate connectivity that's so powerful. It's instant. It's real. That chaos, that joy. That's something, again, no algorithm or playlist can ever replace live callers. I would describe radio in 2025 as, from my point of view, bilingual, multi platform, and more human than ever. Radio is constantly evolving. That forces us to evolve. More people listen to radio today than when I started. It's intimate, and audio is the only medium that doesn't require your full attention, but can always capture your attention. Right? You can multitask. You can listen while you drive. You can listen while you eat, or whatever it is you're doing. Um, Radio connects more today than ever, and it's more necessary today than yesterday. My favorite thing about being part of the iHeartRadio family, I would say, is the creative freedom. I get to be loud. I get to be myself. I get to be bilingual, unfiltered, but with the backing of a company that believes in the power of our people and our voices.